everyone! If you're planning to study in the UK, you've probably heard a bunch of myths about what life here is like. Well, we're about to bust some of the biggest ones, and trust me, you're in for some surprises. Stick around, because we've got a couple of bonus truths at the end that will totally change how you view the UK. Let's get started. We've all heard it. The UK is famous for its grey, rainy weather, but here's the reality. Britain isn't as gloomy as you think. In fact, the UK gets more sunny days than many people realize. According to the UK Met Office, areas in the southeast like London can see up to 1,600 hours of sunshine a year, which is usually more than cities like Paris or Berlin. And while it's true that some regions are wetter than others, especially in the west, in general, the UK has a pretty varied climate. You'll definitely see some rain, but that doesn't mean it's raining all the time. So don't go packing just raincoats and umbrellas. There's plenty of sunshine to enjoy if you know where to look. And speaking of weather, did you know that there are more warm days in the UK than in the past? Recent climate studies show that the UK is experiencing more hot spells due to climate change. So if you thought you'd only need a coat and a hat, you might want to reconsider and pack a pair of shorts as well. Second, British people always drink tea. Yes, tea is iconic in the UK, but the average Brit is actually more likely to grab a coffee than a cup of tea. Recent studies show that over half of people in the UK now prefer coffee to tea. And if you're in the right spot, you're just as likely to see people with a flat white as a pot of Earl Grey. And let's be real, the UK is in a full-blown coffee culture now, so don't expect to see everyone offering you tea all the time. Sure, you've heard the Queen's English or maybe your posh accent in movies, but the reality is much more diverse. We've got everything from Cockney rhyming slang to Scouse, Geordie, Mancunian, and even Welsh, Scottish, and Northern Irish accents. The diversity of accents across the UK will probably surprise you. And if you think the British accent is all Downton Abbey, get ready to experience an entire new world of English when you get here. London is obviously the big bustling capital, but the UK is full of diverse, vibrant cities that are equally as interesting. Manchester is known for its music scene, Edinburgh has that medieval charm, and places like Cardiff and Liverpool have rich cultures. The UK isn't just London, far from it. Seriously, if your entire UK experience is limited to London, you're missing out on a whole other side of the country. And let's be honest, some of the best food isn't even in London. Okay, this myth has been hanging around for decades, but hear me out. British food has gotten a serious makeover, from world-class Indian curry to fresh seafood on the coast and award-winning gastropubs. You'll eat pretty well here. And don't forget the growing number of amazing vegan and vegetarian options. While we're on the subject, British food isn't that bad. If you think it's all bland, maybe try something a bit more adventurous than just fish and chips. Now, while the royal family definitely grabs headlines and plays a big role in British tradition, they're not in charge of the country. The UK is a constitutional monarchy, meaning the government and parliament runs the country, not the royals. The royals are more of a symbol of history and culture than actual political power. And yes, the royals are famous and loved by many, but they are not the ones making the laws or running the country. Okay, the UK is famous for its public transport, but it's not perfect. Trains can be delayed, buses don't always come on time, and sometimes you're left waiting for an hour in the rain. And sure, public transport is good in most places, but don't expect it to be always on time and smooth sailing. Honestly, some of places outside London will have you thinking twice before relying on public transport for your daily commute. Yes, London is expensive, but the truth is many other cities and towns in the UK offer a much more affordable lifestyle. For example, living in places like Leeds, Birmingham, and Newcastle can be a lot more budget-friendly when it comes to rent, food, and socializing. London is overpriced, there's no arguing that, but living in the UK as a student doesn't have to break the bank, so don't let London's price tag put you off the entire country. Again, we've got to call out this London-centric myth. Sure, London is buzzing with nightlife, but there are plenty of other cities in the UK that know how to party. Check out our latest video on the best party universities. Manchester, Leeds, Bristol, and Edinburgh all have thriving club scenes, cool pubs, and festivals year-round. The nightlife in these cities is on par with London, and you won't need to spend an arm and a leg for it. London might be the nightlife capital of the UK, but if you're not into queues and sky-high prices, head to one of these other cities for a proper night out. So, what do you think? Have you been misled by any of these myths? Drop your thoughts and any myth you've heard about the UK in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content about student life in UK. Catch you in the next video.